intense sex. 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 Intense sex.
Minasa konnichiwa, já vás vítám u dnešního streamu a záznamu. Říkáte si proč tak pozdě a tak, opět to nevyšlo, jak to nevyšlo u Kavky u updateu 1.2, tak to nevyšlo tentokrát, furt jsem to okládá, neměl čas. A zítra nám vychází nový update Honkai Star Rail 1.3 a já teprve den před ním se podívám na special program stream, pokud se podíváte na jeho se mnou, nebo vlastně se mnou, a já když je to zaznamenou teďka během streamu, tak budu moc rád. Víme, jaké postavy budou a já vím, jaké budou, jenom ty eventy a nějaké další novinky by tam měly být. Zapomněl jsem a i na sledující den, když bylo neděle ráno, jsem si vzpomněl, že vlastně jsou ty Sterile Jady, nebo ten special program stream má většinou ty kódy, redemption kódy, které jsou za stream 3x, takže 300 nějakých těch Sterile Jadů. V Genshinu to taky je, akorát že Primogemy, tak já jsem úplně zapomněl aktivovat, takže zbytečně jsem ztratný 300 Star Jadů. Je to škoda, protože 20 dalších by našetřil, člověk má aspoň 2 singly. Pro někoho, kdo nekupuje si Star Jady, je to si myslím určitě dost, pro někoho, kdo si kupuje, tak já si občas kupuju, tak někdo řekne, že nic, ale i tak. Podíváme se, trvá to 40 minut, něco tam přeskočíme určitě, jako bývá zvykem ty redemption kódy. Není tady update 1.1, pokud se nepletu, ten byl jako video. A co se týče toho, tak vlastně po streamu, během streamu tam bude i tady ten trailer, který uvidíme na streamu a teďka před pár dny vyšly další Gamescom a tady na Danghe videa, který vlastně teďka bude v první části Warpu. A to bude tak všecko, asi se do toho pustíme. Nevím, proč ten prvotní special program stream měli jako, spíš jako ne stream, ale jako video. Ale OK, já mám pocit, že to tak bylo. Já se sejdu dolů. Já to tady ani nevidím. No to je jedno. Jo, 1.1. Tady vidíte, verze 1.1. Nevím, proč to měli jako video a pak to dali jako stream. Takže tak, jdeme na to, nebudu to zdržovat. Dám to na full. Dám to na full. Máme tady, já to přeskočím, protože se nezdržujem. Jo, tady máme 2 nové postavy, Danghe bude teďka, další fázi bude to další, které se nepamatuju, a v updateu 1.4 budou další super postavy, takže to bude zajímavé. Já doufám, že mě slyšíte, mělo by to být alright. A fakt sorry, no, prostě já jsem říkal v předchozím special program streamu, ten jsem dělal, nebo spíš jsem to vydal jako video taky, takže se budu snažit to nepodělat, u té kavky mě to štvalo, teďka se to tak stalo, bohužel. Budu popíjet čaj mezi toho. Tak tu je ta druhá nová postava.
My divination results predicted you making a fool of yourself. The show is about to start.
Ona by měla být
Make sure
elektro,
you
ne?
remember these words. You wouldn't want to tarnish the Xianzhou's reputation now, would you?
No,
Aby ti
Master
lidi
Diviner.
mají čas.
After me. Fulgurant leap.
Fulgurant leap.
Epical spectrum.
Apical
Jejich special
spectrum.
program videa nebo streamy se mi líbí hrozně, protože
Orm Alley's
také
hustle and bustle.
živější, když to
The
vezmu tak.
swarm disaster.
The swarm
Ne, jako
disaster.
Genshinu.
Audience.
Audience.
Not bad. Make sure you recite them a few more times.
Master Diviner,
What is it now?
how do you say this one?
High Cloud Quintet.
Takže hned trailer.
We honor those who have passed on. We place items of the dead onto star skiffs and send them out to sail between the stars, to shine brightly among them.
Before you leave, please make time to recuperate. I must attend to some Cloud Knight matters. Farewell for now.
Je první jí. To mi líbí ta postava tež jako. Byl by pěkný lagi mít.
All things in this world have their laws.
Danghe. Ten už byl v té verzi 1.2. Když dáte toho týdenního bose.
As you can see, we added a few things to the simulated universe. Stephen Lloyd thinks this is a big achievement. We call it Simulated Universe. The Swarm Disaster.
Asi moje universe se rozšíří. Bro, OK. A i nová 4 vlastně by měla být, no. Jsem úplně zapomněl. Hodně těch postav vychází z té oblasti teďka, té nové, také s čínským nádechem, nevím, abych to nazval. Samozřejmě je Kafka, ne, ale jo, tady je ten první kód, který vlastně byl do sobotní noci, což já jsem zapomněl, takže to můžeme přetočit.
And whether or not your world has a day-night cycle. Good morning, good afternoon, and you know the rest. Welcome to the version 1.3 Celestial Eyes Above Mortal Ruins special program. As always, your good buddy Albert's here to bring you all the latest intel on the upcoming version. Today, our 3 special guests are...
Hi everyone, I'm Sarah Wiedenheft and I voice Fu Xuan.
Fušuen se jmenuje. Já to zapomenu, ale špatně vyslovím.
Hey Trailblazers, I'm Nicholas Leung, and I voice Dan Hong.
Welcome, welcome. and welcome again. I gotta say, that trailer was loaded with details on the new version. Sarah, anything stand out for you?
Well, I'm always excited for story updates, but that last segment caught my eye too. The swarm disaster? Was that it? It looked pretty intense.
I know. Did Herta upgrade the simulated universe again? My trailblazer senses are tingling.
The simulated universe will be getting some significant updates in version 1.3.
Zítra. Pro mě to je zítra.
Program. First, let's take a look at the new characters joining the war.
Jasně, to je
First
hlavní.
on the list, and finally revealing his true power, we have Dan Hung, Imbibitor Lunae.
Že on bude jako první, jo. Já ho varpovat nebudu, protože nemám nějaké nutkání. Ženský charakter prostě mě nutká víc. Si budem. Ale vypadají ty animace pěkně, no, jako to je nažené.
Whoa, okay. So March wasn't bluffing. Dan Hung does have secret strength. But why would he suddenly reveal it after hiding it for so long?
Let's not forget he did get impaled. Yeah, I think if he'd kept it under wraps
Takže on má
longer, he might have
imaginary
had
a distraction,
trouble
takže on,
staying
ok.
alive.
Tak jsi žlutý ten
Desperate
atribut.
times, desperate measures.
Okay, it makes sense, but why the secrecy up till then?
Well, to answer that question,
Petkovou nemám
let's
ještě.
talk about Dan Hung's previous incarnation, Dan Feng, a member of the High Cloud Quintet.
That's right. I'm sure Trailblazers will have
Jsem
noticed
zvědavý, kdy
certain
přibude
characters in the
další
story
planeta
have
nebo něco
referred to
takového.
Dan Hung as Imbibitor Lunae.
Jestli to bude něco s japonském námětem, nádechem spíš, by to bylo super.
High Elder Succession. The person they're referring to here isn't Dan Hung, but Dan Feng. Dan Feng was once the Luofu Vidyadhara High Elder.
To víme z toho
He achieved
příběhu,
great deeds for the Xianzhou and
nedozvíme
wartime,
něco
but
dalšího.
ultimately committed an unforgivable sin.
Wait, but
Co?
if Dan Hung's still alive, then Dan Feng's sin can't have been that unforgivable, right?
Dvě osobnosti, jo.
I think someone pulled a few strings. There's only one guy in the law of food who risked the Xianzhou's reputation like that. Genuine.
Is that what
No,
little
to bude
bird told you,
zajímavé.
Albert?
Chci jenom přiblížit mikrofon.
I never knew owls were so gossipy.
Oh, no. Jingyuan's not to blame this time. The head
No,
of the
no,
Xianzhou
no.
Vidyadhara, the High Elder, possesses the power to transform into a dragon. The method of entrusting
Dragon.
this power to the next head is a closely guarded secret, and the responsibility of each High Elder. We don't know the full story, but Dan Feng misused this method and sparked a terrible calamity. As a result, the Vidyadhara grew to hate Dan Feng, but executing him would have brought an end to the High Elder succession. They decided to use an exuviation charm, forcing him to reincarnate. Which is why Dan Hung is alive and well today.
The world of the Vidyadhara is complicated.
But why would Dan Feng cause so much trouble? I suspect there are a few more secrets waiting for us down the line.
Ah, the allure of the unknown. But fear not, Trailblazers. A banquet of delicious secrets awaits you. Now, let's take a look at how secret strength Dan Hung handles himself on the
Byly
battlefield.
ty, no, kažte to.
As an imaginary type character following the path of destruction, Dan Hung, Imbibitor Lunae's specialty, is consuming multiple skill points to trigger an array of powerful abilities. Tapping the skill button enhances the effects of Imbibitor Lunae's basic attack, Beneficent Lotus, up to 3 times in succession. Depending on the number of enhancements, Beneficent Lotus becomes Transcendence, Divine Spear, and Fulgurant Leap, respectively. Hits per action and damage dealt increase with each enhancement. Additionally, single target damage is replaced with multiple target damage in both Divine Spear and Fulgurant Leap.
In Imbibitor Lunae's talent, Righteous Heart, amplifies the damage he deals as the number of hits per action in the current turn increases.
Sounds like skill point management is going to be pretty important for Imbibitor Lunae's allies.
Hold that thought. When using his ultimate, Imbibitor Lunae deals imaginary damage to a single target and adjacent enemies, while also receiving a set amount of Squama Sacrosancta. Squama Sacrosancta can be used to offset Imbiber de Lunay's skill point consumption.
Man, Secret Strength Dan Heng is kind of a one-man band.
But that's not all. Imbiber de Lunay's technique, Heaven Quelling Prismadraken, allows him to enter a leaping dragon state for a set time. In this state, using an attack causes Imbiber de Lunay to lunge forwards a set distance and strike all enemies he comes into
Šumpo, jak
contact
v
with.
Bliči.
Entering battle in this way allows Imbiber de Lunay to acquire a set amount of Squama Sacrosancta.
And lo, such is the frightful power of the High Elder. Now that we've introduced Secret Strength Dan Heng, let's move on to an old friend of ours, the Master Diviner, Lady Fu Xuan.
Xuan. No bude elektro určitě. Si dobře pamatuju.
Her first encounter with
Není
the
elektro,
Trailblazers
ona má
was pretty
auk.
impressive.
Nevím, jestli to čte Auktum, což má vlastně Silverwolf a Cell. Aha, a je to Praise Wish, no jak to čteš.
By the Omnisia!
Okay, you gotta admit, her bullet deflection game.
Komu kdyby se mi ten
is on point.
splash art, obrázek.
I wonder, how'd she fare against a Star Knot, though?
Oh, yeah, I can't see her swatting one of those out of the sky.
Fu Xuan might have something to say about that.
Oh, okay.
Our hexagrammatic position is fluctuating between the Earth and water trigrams. What do we have to fear? Let us counter this menace directly with the might of the Xianzhou.
Oh, Susheng translation. Hexagram says let's do this.
I think the Divination Commission would benefit from having Su Shang as a translator.
Yes.
Ty titulky nedou
The
vidět, že? A
Omnisia
to.
on Fu Xuan's
to je
forehead
řeči-
is a
to je jedno.
mysterious instrument that allows her to calculate her every move in advance. However, the immortal bodies of the Xianzhou natives exhibit adverse reactions to external augmentation. While the Omnisia may grant her incredible computational abilities, it also causes her pain and exhaustion.
Well, with great power, you know the rest.
That explains Fu Xuan's reliance on bubble tea, then, huh? I heard she drinks.
Doufám, že tam má být i ta nová čtverka, nepletu sérii.
No.
Hey, that sounds like gossip to me. What if Immortal's Delight is just heckin' delicious?
I suspect it is, though I'm sure the sugar helps. Running the Divination Commission and divining the fortunes of the Xianzhou, it's an exhausting gig.
Alright, Anjali's right. No more bubble tea gossip. By way of apology, how about I treat everyone to 10 cups of Immortal's Delight after the show?
Yes! Now we're talking.
Let's talk about bubble tea there. It's time to take a look at how the Master Diviner showcases her abilities on the battlefield. Fu Xuan is a quantum-type character, following the path of preservation. But where other path of preservation characters mainly use shields for defense, Fu Xuan takes a different road.
Precisely. After using her skill, Fu Xuan activates the Matrix of Prescience, which lasts for a set number of turns. This allows Fu Xuan to absorb some of that damage for her allies. When the Matrix of Prescience is active, it grants the knowledge effect to the entire team, increasing characters' max HP and crit rate. Fu Xuan's talent offers a variety of effects. Firstly, Fu Xuan can provide a permanent misfortune avoidance state, reducing the damage taken by the entire team. Secondly, when Fu Xuan's HP drops below a set percentage, she recovers a set percentage of HP.
POV, Fu Xuan's enemy. Why are my attacks healing her?
That's not all. Fu Xuan's ultimate deals quantum damage to all enemies, but it also increases the frequency of her talent's HP restoration effect. Oh, and I almost forgot to mention, Fu Xuan's technique can grant a barrier for the whole team that lasts for a set duration. During exploration, the barrier blocks all enemy attacks, thereby preventing battles that would otherwise have triggered in this way. Her technique also activates the matrix of prescience automatically at the start of the next battle.
That's our master diviner. Reliable.
Neřekl, že by byly další elektropostava by byla. Sledkové, no.
Style's very different to Jingyu Wen's, but being a defensive backbone for her team is equally respectable. And you won't find her guarding or playing chess on the job either.
I didn't say it.
We're moving swiftly on to our final character.
Jo, čtverková.
It's time we introduced a young girl from Bellaba, Lynx Landau.
Let's go.
Jo, tak jsem opravdu, tady je ta nová čtverka. A je z té prvotní oblasti, tak to je dobrý. To je healer, ne?
Surname ring a bell? You got it. She's the younger sister of Serval and Japard Landau.
You know, is it just me, or should everyone in the overworld
To je sestra od těch dvou.
She's the only person I've seen who's dressed for the eternal freeze. Like, are the
Od
majority
Lisy a Geparda, jo.
I think those geomarrow heaters keep the temperature relatively
To je ta fotka, ne? Tady
within the
vzadu.
confines of the city.
Oh, so Lynx's winter gear is for venturing outside the city, right?
You got it.
Lynx.
Lynx has always been drawn to the horizon. The centuries-old records of Yarilo VI's vibrant past, the beautiful auroras described by her teachers, the heroic tales of the Landau family. All of it pertains to the world beyond the city walls, where the Belabagians call the snow plains. Compared with her sister's enthusiasm and her brother's seriousness, Lynx is somewhat introverted and comfortable with solitude. She often ventures out alone into the perilous snow plains, which has allowed her to hone her wilderness survival skills.
Ooh, she's gonna be the world's smallest survival expert.
I
Now, she may be small, but she packs a punch. Let's dive right in and see just how powerful this Snow Plains explorer really is.
Yeah, Lynx is a quantum-type character following the path of abundance who provides a variety of healing for her team. Her skill
healer,
can
huh?
restore HP to a single ally and grant them survival response for a set number of turns, boosting their max HP. If an ally with survival response follows the paths of destruction or preservation, the likelihood of them being targeted by enemy attacks increases.
Increased enemy aggression? Guess they're not fans of whatever's in that tin. Can't say that I blame them.
My, that looks like fermented herring. Ooh, it's my favorite. You guys want to try some?
No, I'm good.
No. Can you forget about the contents of the tin? I mean, this is a useful ability.
I'll say this. Directing enemy aggression towards characters who can take a hit is kinda genius.
Does she have any edible tricks up her sleeve?
This one looks safe for consumption. Lynx's ultimate restores health too and dispels one debuff from each ally.
Buffy is Rishi.
Huge!
I know. Yo, talk about a hard pill to swallow, huh?
Yeah.
Anyone? Sarah? No? Anjali?
See, I'm just wondering how she even fits
Nebo
in
ne?
her backpack.
Pochopil jsem to špatně asi, že?
Sometimes big things come in small packages. You know, I forgot to mention Lynx's talent. It can grant a continuous healing effect to targets of her skill and ultimate for a set number of turns. This effect will further restore a set amount of HP to characters with survival response. Similarly, her technique can also grant a continuous healing effect for a set number of turns, but to the entire team. Talk about being a reliable healer.
Aha, takhle.
That's our
Healer,
little
no?
Snow Plains Explorer. We can all breathe a little easier with her on the team. Well, that concludes our new character
Nové postavy.
introductions. Next up, let's take a look at the brand new 5-star light cones
Litecoin,
coming to the
tak jasně.
warp in version 1.3. To get us started, how about a Path of Destruction light cone, brighter than the sun?
Yeah.
Is there anything brighter than the sun?
If there is, we should tell Imbibitor Lunae about it. Someone needs some vitamin D.
Hey, come on. He's looking pretty good for a man suspended in chains. You know what I mean? Yeah?
Fair point. Now, on to her path of preservation, Lycone.
Zajímavá.
Poor girl. Everything changed in an instant.
Thrown suddenly into an endless reliance on bubble tea.
Oh, speaking of bubble tea, Albert, any chance we can fast track that offer? Yeah.
No. Now, during the first phase of version 1.3 in the character warp, Epical Spectrum, Trailblazers can obtain
Ukong tam
the
bude, jo.
5-star character Don Hung
March
and
a Asta.
Lune.
Si dobře pamatuju.
In the corresponding light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone, brighter than the sun, will be boosted. During the second phase of version 1.3 in the character
To
warp,
budu zkoušet, protože tam je i ta čtvrtka.
known, foretold, Trailblazers can obtain the limited 5-star character Fushwin. Not to mention the 4-star character Lynx, who will also be joining the warp. Yes! During the corresponding light cone event warp, the drop rate of the 5-star light cone she already shut her eyes will be boosted. And that's all she wrote on light cones and warps. But don't leave just that now. More exciting updates are right around the corner.
Další. Točíme.
Welcome back, dear viewers. Let's pick up where we left off. In the preceding story, and thanks to the collaborative efforts of Jingyuan and Don Hung, Fantilia was banished and the Ambrosial Arbor crisis was resolved. And yet, as the dust settles, easing the fears of the citizenry becomes a new priority.
Rightly so. Helping people get back to their old lives is a big part of rebuilding.
And more often than not, responding to a disaster is trickier than preventing one.
In version 1.3, the Trailblaze mission obsequies performed, A Long Road Ahead, will reveal a glimpse of the Xianzhou's recovery efforts. We'll also be seeing the likes of 4 new companion missions: The Dragon Returns Home, Total Recall, Farther Than the Snow Plains, and Mohashle.
In The Dragon Returns Home, we find Dan Heng in the turbulent wake of the Ambrosial Arbor crisis. He must face up to his past life and meet with the current Vidyadhara High Elder, Lady Bai Lu.
Meanwhile, in Total Recall, March 7th makes a big decision. Having witnessed the wonders of the Matrix of Prescience Ultima, she decides to ask Fu Xuan for the Matrix's help in rediscovering her past.
Farther Than the Snow Plains focuses on the youngest member of the Landau family. Lynx returns from an expedition with something troubling her, and her siblings, Serval and Japard, are at a loss to help. They decide to seek the assistance of none other than the Trailblazer.
And last but not least, Mohashle. Wildfire member and Fight Club reigning champion Luca has returned to Boulder Town. He wastes no time in inviting the Trailblazer and Zila to help him in completing a special bout of training.
Ooh, nice cinematic read there, Albert. I'm getting goosebumps.
Oh, those names are so intriguing. I feel like these missions will answer a lot of questions. Like, why is Bai Lu the current Vidyadhara High Elder? And is March 7th truly as many people suspect?
This is hardly the domain of unverified rumors. Ours is a serious program.
Serious? More like bubble tea gossip central.
Speaking of bubble tea, fine, I'll wait.
In our next segment, we'll be talking version 1.3 events. Exalting Sanctum's Aurum was once a hub of commerce and crowds,
No,
but
získat.
has gradually fallen into obscurity over the
Nová
last
mapa,
millennium.
nová area.
Blink of an eye for a long-life species. And now, as the IPC's corporate interference encroaches upon the Laofu, the people sense danger and are striving to breathe new life into old trades. In the Aurum Alley's Hustle and Bustle event, Trailblazers are thrown right into the action with an opportunity to influence the alley's ultimate fate.
Wait. What do we need to do exactly?
Shops of numerous sizes can be found in the newly reopened Aurum Alley district. By arranging cargo shipments and planning logistics routes, trailblazers can accumulate funds. These funds can be used to progressively revamp the urban landscape of Arum Alley, helping it return to its former glory.
By achieving goals in this limited time event, players can earn self-modeling resin, tracks of destiny, stellar jade, and 4-star character Sushang.
Nice.
Following this limited time event, Arum Alley will remain in the game as a permanent mode. This mode includes rewards such as the Arum Alley themed phone wallpaper, Ingenium Dreams.
What? That's something we haven't seen before?
That's right. Phone wallpapers are a new feature being added to version 1.3. Trailblazers can browse and replace their wallpapers
Lol.
using the
Oh, what's
in-game
it, though?
mobile menu.
So pretty.
Isn't it? All right, folks. It's time to talk about a big update to the simulated universe.
Oh, okay, update her.
Finally! I thought for a moment you might have accidentally left it out.
The cheek! How could I, your humble living servant, make you wait?
I mean, we're still waiting on those bubble teas, so I'm just saying.
In any case, the update is the collaborative effort of 4 genius minds. They call it Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster. They completed a broad spectrum of structural renovations purely to investigate the fall of an eon.
The Swarm Disaster. Sounds like it might have something to do with, what is that eon's name again? Tazy something?
Tazeroth, the Eon of Propagation.
That's the one.
Interesting. What motivated Herta and her team to research the Imperator Insectorum?
Ooh, I'll tell you. From the story so far, we've heard that the propagation once caused a major swarm, which spread throughout the universe. This eventually caught the attention of multiple eons who united to eradicate it. This event involved more eons than any other recorded event in history, which of course makes it an excellent research subject.
So that's how it is.
In order to delve into this complicated history, Herta and her team have developed various new methods of exploration. In Simulated Universe, the Swarm Disaster, the stage maps will appear in a format similar to a chessboard. Trailblazers will need to navigate through randomly generated domains and tackle a variety of challenges before making it to the deepest parts of the simulation.
I'm assuming these geniuses had more in mind than simply maneuvering around a grid.
Right you are. In order to simulate the experiences of different Pathstriders and resonate with the eons, a brilliant mind named Steven developed the audience
zajímavé
and
toto.
communing device.
Oh, audience die? Oh, come on, Albert. That's not a nice thing to say to the audience.
Die as in singular for dice.
Okay.
It has to do with the eons bestowing random gifts upon Pathstriders. Before progressing each turn, use the communing device to roll the audience die. This will generate special effects for the current turn. These special effects might provide our team with powerful buffs, or alter the chessboard in some way, or even create further variables for subsequent actions. The chessboard and grids are superficial. The true intent of the geniuses is to delve into the mysteries of the eons. Each exploration will encompass 3 planes corresponding to Imperator Insectorum's emergence, expansion, and demise. Trailblazers will encounter simulated historical events during these phases, and different responses will lead to different outcomes.
But do these simulations really recreate the truth?
The official response is that due to the many historical unknowns, all potential outcomes are valuable. The data helps us infer the most probable truth.
And the unofficial response?
Madam Herta said, and I quote, "You can't prove that the past wasn't like this, can you?"
How exceptional. Undeniably a genius.
Madam Herta has also developed a path space for the express purpose of enhancing the resonance between trailblazers and their paths. As a trailblazer, every action you take that aligns with your path during exploration can help you to obtain path energy, leading you closer to the eons.
And what can we expect when we get closer to the eons?
Once you have sufficient path
No co, že
energy,
ty věci
you'll
davě.
be able to unlock specific buffs and the chance to interact directly with the corresponding eon, thereby uncovering their part in the swarm disaster.
Okay, so we've been hearing those words a lot, but none of this feels swarmish or disastery enough to me.
Say no more. In the final domain of the third plane of each exploration, Trailblazers will encounter a brand new enemy, the Swarm True Sting. True Stings have the ability to divide and create more swarms. If not dealt with promptly, the entire battlefield will eventually be overrun by the swarm. Sufficiently swarmy? Suitably disastery?
Yeah, okay, that's plenty. Gives me the creeps just thinking about it.
Finally, upon clearing Simulated Universe, the swarm disaster, the brand new path of propagation will be unlocked within the Simulated Universe.
Ay, what a roller coaster. That's a big update, all right.
And big updates need big rewards. Take note. Aside from Stellar Jade and numerous other materials, the Swarm Disaster rewards include 2 self-modeling resins.
Those things are rarer than rare. Are there really 2 up for grabs?
You better believe it. And I highly encourage Trailblazers to give it a go. Next up is the Space Station Task Force event. Revitalizing the space station is no small undertaking. If we want to speed things up, we'll need to enlist the help of a task force with special permissions. Watson has lined up all the assignments that require attention. Over to you, Trailblazers. During the event, by assembling a team that meets the requirements of specific assignments, you'll be able to earn rewards such as Stellar Jade and character experience materials.
And as the message makes clear, there will be requests and assignments every day. It's almost impossible to finish them all.
Version 1.3 will also see the return of the Planar Fisher and Garden of Plenty events. During the respective events, successfully challenging the simulated universe and calyxes can earn you a set amount of double rewards. At the same time, version 1.3 will unlock 2 new stagnant shadow stages, Shape of Puppetry and Shape of Abomination. The former will drop Suppressing Edict, Ascension material required for Don Hung.
Genshinou by se dali probrat trochu s tím rezinem tež. Zvýšit ho.
Ascension material required for Fushuen.
All that too?
Teďka v Honkai je 160 a zvýší to na... Ne, 180. Genshin má reziny 160, Honkai tam má těch 180.
The Trailblaze
Tak
power cap
240,
will be
asi
raised
tak.
from 180 to 240. Exactly the amount that regenerates in a day. Once Trailblaze power maxes out, a percentage of the surplus is converted into reserved Trailblaze power.
So in other words, if you forget to log on, you won't have wasted much Trailblaze power.
Lol, takže když člověk se nepřihlásí a bude to mít na max, tak z toho dostaneš speciální tu kuličku, jak máš v rezinu, že to můžeš překraftit ty do tého. Lol. Tak jako v Genshinu by se ti vyváři trochu probrat.
Bring on the pom-pom and March 7th emojis.
Yeah.
Nice.
Po 3 updatech hry dají emoji do chatu. A chat minulý update dali do hry chat, ne?
Gift of Odyssey chicken rewards.
Logging in for 7 days gets you 10
Kras.
warps. It might just be your lucky break.
A jako v Genshinu by se měli probrat. Tady v Honkaiu dávají každý update hned set login warps. Takže to máš jeden multi. No a to tady probíhal.
What surprising updates await us? Watch this space, Trailblazers.
Yeah.
Cool.
Nice.
Let's roll out today's final redemption code.
Tak bohužel, Gamescom za mnou skončil, nebo pro mě už je konec.
Any thoughts or feelings from our guests? What are you most looking forward to?
Svůj názor, dámy a pánové, můžete napsat, pokud jste hráči Honkaje, tak určitě jste se dívali a svůj názor na update můžete říct. Na koho se těšíte z nových postav, koho budete warpovat, koho budete chtít získat a na budoucí updaty, protože samozřejmě líky na update 1.4 už jsou ohledně jedné postavy, kterou budu chtít, tam by měl být dokonce Kryo, na to se těším. Jestli bude v první nebo druhé fázi, to těžko říct, doufám, že bude v té druhé, i když nerad, protože já budu moc našetřit. A uvidím, no. Doufám, že už příští, já nevím, radši zeslibuju, ale special program stream na Honkai už budu streamovat v ten daný den, kdy oni to vydají, nebo následující, a ne tak pozdě, tedy před vydáním. Ale chtěl jsem se na to podívat, chtěl jsem to, že všechny special program streamy, a jak už jsem chtěl z Honkai nebo z Genshinu natáčím nebo streamuju, takže jsem to chtěl taky. Když se s náma rozloučí a já taky. Takže tak, zítra nám vychází tedy Honkai Starlay update 1.3 a já se určitě nemůžu dočkat nových věcí a funkcí, že si zahraju a našetřím, hlavně na novou postavu, která bude až za 20 dní od vydání, což je dost, ale našetřím. No a to je ode mě vše a já se s váma loučím a dalších videí a streamů. Čau.